Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, hello. Hello, Samantha. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome, Marcy. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Tavia. I'm so glad to see you all. So very, very glad. Let's put the drums down a little bit. I was waiting for my son to deliver me my bubbly and my ice. So, ASMR. Yeah. More ASMR. You know, milk it for all it's worth. Why not? How are you all? I hope everybody's healthy. I hope everybody's warm or cool or happy with however your temperature happens to be. Pardon. I toast you with my peach Bellini bubbly. Oh my goodness. So retro season is in full swing, full ass swing. We have Jupiter on out, our retrograde. Uranus stationed today. So it is at a dead stop, about to go backwards. What the fuck is going on with my hair here? Sorry. I'll try not to be too fussy. Ha ha. Psych. Okay, I'm looking at my... I'm gonna move this back a little bit. Like that, because hey, I don't want it to be too hot. Sorry. So let's check. Hi, Laura. Welcome, dear. Let's check levels. Drumming versus voice. Drumming in the background, voice in the front. Is it all good? Give me them thumbs up. Yes, there's Laura. All right. Finer and Frog's hair split 5 ways. Hell yes, Samantha. This was like last minute. I've been getting this ready for an hour, and at the last minute, it's like, oh, I gotta do this. Oh, I gotta do that. Oh, I gotta, all the stuff. It is golden hour in the woods, and it's only 7:30. It's amazing, we watch because our bedroom window faces due east. I get to watch the seasons, and particularly from like winter towards summer, because by then, when all the leaves are down, other than that is a solid wall of green, and just where the sun's coming through. So we watched it, you can tell when it's getting close to the equinoxes, because if there's a crack between the curtains, we get shot in the eyes first thing in the morning. So the new thing about this week is that the cherry tree, and it is a choke cherry, I believe. It's got the little bundles of little tiny, very black cherries. Is just spangled with yellow leaves. And there's a maple tree out front, and I think it's 2 maples out front that have taken a decided color shift this week. So I'm very happy, very excited. It's going to be hot the next couple days, though. Hot and humid. It's fall, and people get upset. Oh, I know when it's fall at, but we have heat like through September, and sometimes through a bunch of October too. So, and I want to say right now how grateful, incredibly grateful I am that we are not experiencing the just deluge rains that are going on in the south. And so my heart and my prayers go out to everyone that is experiencing these extremes and flooding, and I'm so sorry, and I'm so grateful that I'm here to be those 2 things at the same time. Okay. Good. Everything sounds good. Hurrah. Don't have a lot to talk about preamble wise tonight, and that's like a good thing. No rants. We're just, we're hanging out, watching the river flow, and watching the retrogrades do their work. Typically when a planet goes retrograde, there's an internal dive that the energy of that planet just kind of dives internally and the review process starts. So with everything from Jupiter on out retrograde, big reviews, big revisions going on. And then when things start to go direct is when you get sort of the outward revelation of what's been going on inside. We are officially in Virgo season, so happy birthday to all my Virgos. And we have officially entered the shadow of Mercury retro. I think I'll shoot a separate little video on that and where it's happening this time. I don't feel the impact of it terribly, and it's probably because my life is pretty, you know, we don't go much of anywhere. I've been doing little creative projects and things, and those have been going fine. But I have had issues sleeping. There we have that. And my muscles have been like, ee! I woke up yesterday morning, I was so tense when I woke up that when, you know, I was lying on my side and I was kind of packed together like that. When I woke up and rolled my shoulders back and opened up my chest, it felt like I was ripping these muscles in half. So yeah, tension are us. So let's move along, shall we? Tonight's decks, and yes, I decided that I would lay my crystal wand over the top of them, just for a nice charge. No real theme tonight, but you will notice the Earthbound Oracle is not here. He's getting a rest tonight, and it's because the Psi cards are going to step in and fulfill that role. So they will get a chance to speak on their own, but I'm also going to use that deck to zero in on a topic for each of the other decks. So let's introduce. No, let's do this first. I always do this, but you know what? I forgive myself. I would prefer to be lighting that with a match, but I don't have any right now. Okay. I offer you this sacred sage by Aaron Fire. May you be purified and charged. And I offer you this ocean water. You notice I had to pour more in this time because it all dried out. So I've got a layer of salt crystals underneath, and then I put more ocean water in. I offer you this ocean water. By water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. Sorry, I almost missed my head. I don't have very good aim today. Lordy. And I offer you, and this is what I meant to do, hold on. Dotting. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. I offer you the sound of the bell. May it clear and cleanse your space of any negative energy and activate the spirit within you. Second. That's a small one. And a third. A great thankful welcome to guides and guardians, allies and ancestors. Thank you for being here with me and helping me use these gifts that I've been given. I offer you fresh water. I offer you the fire of Azrael in perfect love, perfect trust, and perfect gratitude. And now for all of us, let's come down into the body. Shake things loose. Roll back the shoulders. And let's start from the top here and just relax. Take your hands. Soften your jaw muscles. Kind of tuck your head back, like tuck your chin back in, not like this, but straight back, just to align your head on top of your spinal column more. And I invite you to wiggle about in your seat until you find your perfect posture. You know, square on your sitting bones, feet on the floor, nice curve to your back, shoulders back. If you're lying down, tuck in those shoulder blades and just get yourself nice and aligned and relaxed. All right. And now focus at the root chakra. Put down a root into the earth. And drain out everything you don't need and that you will never need. Okay? This isn't that you don't need for right now, need to reclaim later. Things you totally don't need ever, let them go. And as those things are draining, you feel earth energy come up to take that space. And perceive the inside of your body as vast, limitless space, and watch that earth energy rush up in and fill up that space. Let it fill you up, go all the way down your legs to your toes, fill you up in the center all the way down your arms to your fingertips, up into your head. Exhale all your air. On the next inhale, bring that earth light up, fill it up, make it bright, and then just release your breath, not the energy. Do the same thing again. Exhale all the way out. And then the third time. So very bright. Exhale it out the crown. And watch it go up and down. Beautiful egg of light all around you. Down, down around you, sinking into the earth, hugging your cord. Feel that circuit. Up, around, down. Now open up the crown, reach out into the heavens. Pull in cosmic energy, stars, moon, sun, pull it in. Just feel it flowing and pouring down into you to join with earth energy. I always see every little spark of earth energy is green and gold, and the cosmic energy is blue and silver, and they click together and they spin, spin, spin. So every little speck of earth energy gets a little cosmic speck to spin with, to dance with, to party with. And then feel that cosmic energy go all the way down to your root, down that root a little ways until it joins with the egg, and then back up the outside and back into the cosmos. Keep these circuits going. Make the affirmation now that these circuits move and continue to flow even when I'm not paying attention to them. In perfect balance, so mote it be. Let's take a look at our decks tonight. The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Cannon Reed and Martin Cannon. I do believe I have a first edition of this. And if this wasn't in my disheveled decks video, it should have been. I don't remember, honestly. Second one up is the herbal, or the herbal as it may be. As the case may be. Oh, I see I've got some messages to catch up with. This one is Denise Linn, Sacred Traveler cards, for our first oracle deck. Then we have the Star Spinner Tarot with its beautiful kind of pearly purple facts. Then we have the amazing Psy cards. And the Enchanted Spell Oracle by Priestess Moon. And Psy cards are illustrations by Maggie Kineen. And that's the only name I see. Okay. All right. Well, now, there we go. Catching up with messages. Oh, hi, Silver Spiral. How you doing, dear? My son and daughter-in-law have adopted 2 little black female kittens. Oh, and you know what? Oh, Umbra and Penumbra. Umi and Penny. Oh my God. I bet your granddaughters are over the moon. So my little boy, wait, I'm gonna make him mad. I know you don't wanna. It's okay. You gotta come say hi to everybody. He's 2 years old. He turned 2 years old yesterday. So you can look into the void, look into the abyss, and the abyss looks back. All right, off you go. Yay! Happy birthday, Pyewacket, and happy gotcha day for your wonderful granddaughters. Oh my goodness. It's a day they'll never forget. Getting those kittens, they will never, ever, ever forget. Oh, Samantha. Yay! Oh, when you get those good impromptu adjustments, just the best. Okay. Very happy. Astro dice and the teeny tiny dice, yes. Oh my goodness. All right. So let me move my wand. Les Astro dice. Let's active. All right. Well, Pyewacket is, so he's 2 years old. He currently weighs 17.5 pounds at last weighing a couple months ago. So yeah, he's a big boy. He is a big, big boy. But he's still Mr. Long. When you pick him up off the floor, he just goes and turns into a polecat. All right. For Virgo season, retro season, and coming up on a new moon, what are we focusing on tonight? Spirit, what do you need us to put our attention towards? We have Mars in Sagittarius. Look at the arrows pointing in the 11th house. Interesting. Okay. So Mars in Sagittarius is just sporty, sporty, sporty. Let's play. Let's go. What did I say? Let's active. Let's active. Let's active is Mars in Sagittarius. It is boundless energy. Mars is the boner planet. You see, it's right there in the glyph. Boing! So it's the things that we want, like really want, and the energy to go flying after them. Ah, he's the Knight of Wands. Yee-haw! You know, go, go, go. So it's you know, hothead battle energy. It's the energy to stand up and fight, but it's also just, you know, in a more neutral sense, just what makes us go, 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 and what makes us want to go. And then Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, is expansion. So it's energy that expands. The danger here is going overboard, not knowing when to stop when we're pouring out energy. But the 11th house is about goals, and it's about friends. And to me, this all spells just having a good old yeehaw physical kick out the jams time with a pack of friends. safely, of course, depending on what's going on with COVID in your neck of the woods. But this is, yeah, go out and have a good time, and most especially get your physical energy moving. You know, I've got so much tension in my body. Why? Because I sit the fuck around a lot. So I need to do this too, to go out and just start doing some going physically, stretching, yoga. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Sorry, I did that and my body went, please, yes, more. So I am going to stretch my shoulders out and roll them back. And fortunately, it is Virgo season, and this is when I tend to get very active. So, yep, I think I'll be kicking off my yoga again. The with friends part, I'm not sure about, because I don't go anywhere where people gather these days. At any rate, it is just really talking about taking that Mars energy and putting it to good use. Like I said, I'm looking at both of these arrows going, go someplace with friends, get together with friends, move your bodies. And, you know, it could be an online yoga class or something like that, because 11th house is basically groups of people, but it is specifically like-minded people and friends. Okay. Catching up with some messages. Small gathering, still a gathering, that's right. And here we are. And here we are. All right. Wait, let me click my chat off there. Come here. All right. Okay. Now, oh, tiny dot. Tiny dot. I'm going to put a little bit more of the fire of Azrael. And let's bring out the Psi cards and get them primed. All right. Turning inward here. Who's up first? Number 1. The ones that put themselves first. Let's put that one there. And let's go like this. I want to dance is what I want to do. I want to dance, I want to drum. That's what I'd like to do, is go to a drum circle. There's some happening I saw on Facebook, but they're kind of far from where I am, so. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Marcy. You know, I've been thinking lately about, what do they call them? Admins? Or, no, that's not the word I want. People that kind of keep an eye on things, like on pages, Facebook pages and stuff. What the hell are they called? It's not admins. Or is it? I don't know. Anyway, messages. Help get back into Tai Chi. Yeah, I wish I knew where there was Tai Chi going on, except YouTube. You know, I need to just find the videos and do them. Okay, Marcy, they were going to adopt only one kid. Oh, no. Oh, you raised your daughter right. You really, really did, Marcy. I hope you're very proud, knowing the kind of heart. Oh, your son and daughter-in-law. So you raised your son right, and he picked a good woman. Because, yeah, how could you leave? How could you do that? They'll be so much happier. Good for him. What a good man. 11 people? Yes, hit those likes. Thank you, Catherine. I want to dance with somebody. Darcy, hi, baby. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad. Okay. Oof, little headache kind of working its way through. All right. Oh, side cards, and I've shuffled everybody ahead of time, riffle shuffles. What does this deck want to tell us about? Side cards, what does the Witch's Tarot want to tell us? Okay. The Fool. So it wants to tell us about things that we need to begin, things that are like fraught with potential but need a direction. Okay, let's take a look at what we have there. The Prince of Cups. Okay, so talking about going in an intuitive direction. We have Prince, Princess, King, and Queen, right? In this deck, yes. Princess, Prince, King, Queen. All right. So he's kind of like the Knight. Give them one more of that, and then what do we need to know? And I think by the cards that come out, we will see, you know, what aspect of the Fool we're dealing with here. Tavia, I'm really enjoying the Thoth book. I'm taking it very slowly. I'm going one card a day. And it's really something. It's a very, very good book. And I'm also loving The Dream. Again, I can't remember the name of it. Martin Ross, is that his name? Okay, here we go. So we're going to go like this, like this. The Tower and the Horned One. Holy moly. Okay. And the Wheel of Fortune. The Eight of Swords. And the Nine of Swords. Oh my goodness. All right. Give me a second here, y'all. So these guys, I'm going completely intuitively with this deck. It has been literally years since I've read with it, and I don't really want to look things up. So these guys are ready to go in unison. Look at this. This is the Mars. Look at Mars, the 11th house. This gang of people, this group of people that are moving in sync. Ah, and they've got their sword in each hand, or a dagger in each hand, and they are ready to go to face down anything. And then the Nine of Swords has two individuals facing off. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see. So something is changing, something is moving on. All right. So what I'm getting here, and you know, my intention overall for these, as I've said before, has really shifted from doing like, you know, political type topical readings to how do we support ourselves through these times. We all really know what's going on politically, and I'm not going to try to find out what's going to happen, but what can we do with the times we're given is where we're at here. So when you've got this group that's like battle ready, I'm feeling this sort of us against them sort of vibe. But then here, it's the me against you. It's on an individual basis. And when I first looked at this card, I also heard inner demons. But I think, okay, that's something moving on here. I think what this is saying, and unfortunately it's going to get topical and political, that we're kind of coming away from this whole, you know, this very distilled us against them. It's still absolutely there. But the edges, those very hard edges that were there, are kind of fraying. And now it's coming down to me and the people in my life, the individuals in my life, and the choices that I'm making about those individuals. So we can be against an entire group of people who tend to all behave the same way, drink the same Kool-Aid, whatever metaphor you want to use there. But when it comes down to it, It really is down to one person and the relationship between the two. And because we're dealing with swords here, we're dealing with strife and conflict. And I think this is talking about decisions about how we deal. You know, how we deal. Who do we go to battle with? Choosing our battles. But the Wheel of Fortune really talks about things, and I'm hearing the word dissolving really strong. It seems like this congealed mass of stupidity that was very focused is starting to dissipate, is starting to dissolve. And that leaves us with individuals and individuals. But that Wheel of Fortune says this is an organic change, and things are moving forward. Then we've got the Tower and the Horned One. So there is a breakdown of the old way. We know this. And, you know, Uranus freshly retrograde, there's a lot more that's going to be happening internally. I always look at the Tower as a Uranian card. So things internally, internal systems, internal loyalties, those kind of things, I think are starting to break down as well. And I am going to grab a book because I want to look at, oh, this book is interesting. It puts the majors at the end. Okay. And I do have the big book for this deck. There are two books. There's the Witch's Tarot and the Witch's Kabbalah. Okay. How did I do that? The Horned One. Please note, the Horned One does not represent the devil. That's why I'm looking this up. Belief in the devil is not part of paganism. Horned God represents the male aspect of deity in paganism, just as the Earth Mother or Moon Goddess represents the female aspect of deity. The interpretation is an acceptance of that which cannot be proved. Faith. And the number 70. Okay? If that rings a bell for anybody, let me know. An acceptance of that which cannot be proved. Now, if I'm going just intuitively with him, he is this right here. He's a satyr. He's Pan. Pan has a reputation for a damn good reason. Pan is the origin of the word panic. It's that energy that takes you over and then you don't have your own choice anymore. So you can see how it does kind of vibe with the devil, but this is talking about not toxic energy. This Horned One, as opposed to the devil, is not talking about toxicity. He's talking about our own animal nature, our Martian nature of what we desire, what we go after when sexual chemistry hits us. And woo, we're not thinking anymore. You know, we just want to throw caution to the wind and go crazy. Let me look at Tower here. I'm suddenly sweating like a dog. Okay, moving toward illumination and the number 60. This is a very abbreviated book. Moving toward illumination. And look at the Tower in this card. It doesn't show people falling off of it. It does show, look at the lights coming through. I'm thinking of that line from Leonard Cohen that says that, you know, cracks are the places where the light shines through. And look at the light shining from the inside out. And the light here is so strong that it's breaking down that tower. So this talks about letting this kind of pitched battle thing dissolve and evolve and move on. The Knight of Cups here is about the gentler side of that masculine energy, of the knight's energy. And what are knights for? They're there for to battle and to protect things. But he has something more to offer. He has something more to offer. So we're looking at here, what else do we have to bring to what's going on other than this battle-ready energy? That is moving away. That is evolving. That is organically, seasons are changing, and this too shall pass. And so we can let our light shine and develop brighter, brighter. Retrograde season, go internally, hook into that light, and really work at strengthening it, generating it, cranking it up like we do with our little meditation. And then the horned one says, allow yourself to be swept away by this pan energy, by this natural energy, by the rut, you know? You choose where you apply that rut, safely, always. And the Fool just says it's time to kind of get started. So the sense I'm getting here is really a kind of opportunity to stand down, to step away from this mode we've been in for so damn long now. And did you see the little thing that I shared? I did a community post, and it said, you know, you're not lazy or stuck, or I can't remember what the third one was. After years of being in survival mode and in, you know, protect mode, high alert mode, you're exhausted. And yes, we are. And so, you know, I know I've been feeling kind of stuck, although not really. I'm moving slowly. But a lot of people talking about feeling that kind of stuck energy. And when half the planets and all the heavies, you know, all the outers and heavies, fortunately, all of the interpersonal planets. So there's a big lesson here. Moon, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, all direct. Of course, Sun and Moon cannot go retrograde. But Mercury, Venus, Mars, the three other personal planets that deal with our personal makeup, are all direct for the time being. But all the ones that deal with how we deal with people outside of us, how we deal with adulthood, how we deal with our responsibilities, all that kind of stuff, those are the ones that are retrograde. So that big, heavy responsibility stuff and that adult stuff, do the adulting when it is called for, and then give yourself Fool time. Give yourself that Fool time to let it go, to step away from the battle, to kind of turn that wheel for yourself, strengthen the light that's inside of you, and connect with nature, natural energies. Okay, I'm going to take one more off the top here. And we have the Five of Stones. The Five of Pentacles, and they are, is he putting those together or is he taking them apart? There's a passageway here, and there's this pile of rocks. I prefer to look at that and say he is removing those rocks out of the path. I'm not even going to look it up. Because you could say, well, he's blocking up that path to put up a wall of protection, so we'll read it both ways. If we're building this wall of protection on this only access route here to us, it says you really need to limit access that you're giving people that rile up that battle energy, this Mars energy. Okay? So that's that side of it. The other side of it is it's time to take the blockades down so I have free access to go where I need to go. That's the other side. Letting yourself, and you see this kind of broadens out here. So we have this narrow path and then it broadens out. So if we remove these obstacles in our way, and you know, what's the obstacles? Look at it here, these two people. So there are going to be times when people do want to present an obstacle to you, but the thing you need to know is it's your choice whether you engage or not, whether you engage in battle, in one-on-one battle. And you don't have to, unless there's something personal, like truly personal, that you have to work out with a particular person. You have no obligation to confront. You have no obligation to do battle with them, to change their minds, to convince them that's not your job. You know, by your example, living your life, that's what you put out there to convince people about things. So make the choice. But the Fool, I mean, this is all speaking back to those Astro Dice, which, you know, big surprise, right? And then Prince of Cups, they're saying to bring that softer side, the spiritual warrior, the emotional warrior, where you're there to hold the line and have something to offer rather than just battle. Okay. Interesting. We just never know, do we? Okay, messages. Moderator, thank you, Tavia. Mods. I knew it was an M word. Boy, harbinger of tonight, I cannot come up with any words, right? Ah, mods, yes, I might have to appoint some people mods. You know what, Marcy? I pulled it out last night and I was looking at it and just that, and it's like, yeah, black edging would be great. And I couldn't bring myself to do it. I just kind of, some of my very much older decks, I don't feel like I can touch them. But it's an open question because it would look fabulous. You are absolutely right. Okay. Ah, let's see here. Self-moderator. Keep clearing out the inner crap individually. Changes are coming. That's absolutely true. That inner clarity, you got that right. Okay, the Witch's Kabbalah. Yeah, it's wonderful. Well, you see, Samantha, on this deck, with all of the majors, you see there's like a part of a sphere at the top and at the bottom, and they have it. There's one here. There's one here. They have them, the whole tree of life laid out, and then they lay out which paths, you know, the majors all sit on a particular path between the Sephiroth. So, and still, I've never really taken on a study of Kabbalah because it just never, it's not my culture, and it doesn't, I've never been attracted to it that strongly. Okay, catching up some more. Ah, yes, pandemonium, you got that right. Pandemonium, panic, all of that. Just flashed on the self-righteous side of Jupiter and our superior morals. Tower sweeping that away. There you go. Yeah, and that is the downside of Jupiter. When you have somebody like a ooh, thanks for reminding me of that, Tavia, because Jupiter-Mars aspects, particularly squares and oppositions, they call that the pompous ass aspect. Yeah, pompous ass. So yeah, we don't have to meet people that way, and that's the Prince of Cups they're talking about. Bring something different, not just your righteousness. We need to get away from righteousness, and Mars and Sagittarius could certainly take us there too. Okay, let's see. Oh, Sam and Darcy, I love you both. True warriors are not destroyers. The ones that see what looks like an obstacle and realize they are stepping stones. Yep, the co-worker brought a piece. Okay, Laura. Co-worker brought a piece of art with pan figure in a landscape. Women in the office found it interesting, and the men hated the picture. Yeah, fascinating. Not your monkey, not your circus. That's right. That is absolutely right. Oh my God, Catherine, this is, I mean, I have been a Beatles fanatic since I was 5 years old. And this household, since Get Back came out this year, my son is now as crazy about them as I was, and so he's obsessed, and it's full-on Beatles household, and I love it so much. Okay. Ah, Fool on the Hill. Ooh. Really? I never heard that Paul McCartney wrote Fool on the Hill with the tarot card in mind. That is amazing. God, I could talk about them for hours. But you know what? Instead of that, I actually need to take a quick break. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be quick. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your patience. The struggle is real, folks. I'm sitting here and I'm like, why am I all sweaty? Well, I've got a light there, I've got a light here, I've got a candle there, I've got candles back there, I've got my charcoal here, and then I've got, a gig, and my energy goes up, and then I sweat. So I was in there struggling to get my pants back up. The struggle is real. Okay, let's see. Remember watching the Beatles? Yes, me too, Sam. We may have a problem, Freeman. I remember watching that too. I remember my mom going, look at their hair. And I remember that rush of hearing, I want to hold your hand and she loves you. And I remember with Hey Jude in the car, in the back seat, getting up, because we didn't wear seatbelts then, getting up and laying my head on the speaker in the back thing of the car. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. Four Wizards. Their charts are fascinating, by the way. Okay, next. Time to refill. Right. Who's up next? 5. Oh, that's the side cards. Okay. They're yelling at me 9. Prison is what they want to talk to us about. Shit. Whoo-wee. Okay, here we go. Oh, side cards. Do your magic thing. I am just going to take them off the top. Okay, there they are. Father, money, the warrior. Holy shit, you guys. We have a definite theme. I mean, when Mars comes out in the beginning. Okay. Prison. So I am looking at that as what is imprisoned? What needs to be set free in general for us? Well, the sacred masculine needs to be set free. We have father and warrior, and the emphasis has too long been on warrior, and now it needs to be more on father. And there are so many incredible fathers that I want to shout out to that have fully manifested, the highest level of manhood. And so this is what, look at, he's pointing towards the future. Look at the arrows. Look, arrow, arrow, arrow. And the warrior is looking back towards the past. And then we've got money, prison money, prison money. So, for very, very long, a man's worth has been all about what he can make, what kind of money he makes, what he's worth, what he can provide for his family. And we have issues. Work, Jesus. Stranger. The cave. Okay, so they go to work and, prostitute themselves all day for money and are a stranger to their children and then come home to the man cave. And then we have mother. Thank you, side cards. The home. You saw me shuffle. The skills. Holy shit. So yes, I mean, one of the revolutions that we are going through is the revolution in relationships and the traditional family. We have so many extended families now living together because kids cannot afford to move out and get a place of their own, because people are moving home to take care of aging parents. Parents are taking care of grandchildren and helping to raise them. We have When I was working, more than 10 years ago, we had a lot of women who were becoming the bread earners in their families, and the men were staying home and fathering their children. Let's see what else we got here. The beauty and fortune. Okay. So it really is all about taking apart these paradigms, these dogmas of who men are and who women are and what we're here to do, and really looking at, instead of, that first Eight of Swords was about being in lockstep, about being in lockstep together, fight, go, 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 and then it was two individuals, and we are moving towards people being, claiming their individuality and insisting on being able to express themselves individually rather than being this role of the father and the warrior and the money earner, keeping him imprisoned, and the mother, the home, and all of the homely skills, keeping her imprisoned. And in the center we have the stranger and the cave and work. So we all need to work to know ourselves, to, if there's any part of ourselves that's left unknown here, it's time to get to work on it. And if that means kind of withdrawing from the battle in order to access those deep parts, in order to reveal those things. So what are those things? What does the stranger represent here? To me, it represents the things that we have let fall by the wayside in order to assume these roles that are expected of us. The mother that always wanted to go to college, and then I had kids and I had to stay home and we couldn't afford it and I didn't have the time. She wanted to go study the arts or music, or she wanted to go into nursing, or I wouldn't wish that on anybody right now, but but then I had kids and now I'm stuck in the home, and yes, I have a lot of skills, but there's a part of me that never got recognized, that never got fulfilled. And then the father, who, I want to do these things with my children. I want to take my family to these places. I want to, be able to hang out at home and do the cooking. The father that, man, I love to cook so much and I never get to because I'm at the office for 10 hours a day. So there's so much. And I want to look down the vertical lines here too. Father, work, mother. So we definitely need to work on the relationship between father and mother, that balance. And look at, the skills, fathering skills, mothering skills. Who's going to take on which of those skills, because those we need to jailbreak them from gender. We need to jailbreak these skills and roles from gender. And that's it. Instead of roles, it's skills. Who has the skills? Not who's the father, these are his jobs. Who's the mother, these are her jobs. It's who am I? Who is the stranger inside of me, and what is that person the best at? And bringing those skills forward. And Warrior Cave Skills really does talk about that spiritual warrior, taking that energy, that something's got to change energy, turning it inward to the cave to discover this stranger, and then look at what skills you want to develop so that that person can be fulfilled. And then down the middle row, we've got prison at the top, money right underneath it. Oh my God, is that ever? And today was the day that Joe Biden signed an executive order relieving $10,000 in student loan debt. This is going to apply to millions of people. And if people took Pell Grants as well as loans, they can forgive up to $20,000 in debt. So, cheers for that little bit loosening up and letting these people that were just wanting to better their lives and have an education and be a better part of society, a better contributor to society, but they're imprisoned by debt. And then the stranger in the home here talks about how externally our lives are led sometimes, that people, and this is a matter of personality too, but some people are so, their lives are so external to the home that they really kind of are a stranger in their own home. I've talked about this before. People are like, yeah, I don't have time to decorate. But the external stuff is not about, we love to go outside and be in nature and be together out there, and that's how we spend our lives. It's, I have to go to work, and then I got to run the kids to this, and then I have this meeting, and then I have to do, it's all the things you have to do, those roles again, that keep you from establishing your home base. Establishing your home base. So we certainly need the fathering energies and the energy of the warrior. Look how they're both pointed towards money here. So anybody can have these management skills and the skills that are looking here to how can we jailbreak ourselves out of the money trap. And at the bottom, we can mother ourselves by giving ourselves a home that we feel we belong in, that we have that sense of belonging. Wow, and then beauty and fortune over here. Venus and Jupiter, greater and lesser benefics. So I think when we bring these things into balance, then what we're doing here is increasing the beauty in life, and that in turn increases good fortune. We feel ourselves fortunate when we love our life, Venus, love here, beauty. So when you're in love with your life, you love what you do, you feel empowered to build your life in a way that makes you love it, you surely feel yourself fortunate. And they've done lots of research on luck. And it seems that people that think they're lucky tend to be lucky. And, ooh, I haven't turned this on tonight. Let's do that. So, holy shit. Okay, I think I'm going to let that one go now because, woohoo, what a reading. I'm going to catch up before I pick the cards up here. Trying to have a light evening, but nope. You got that right, Tavia. It's just, it is what it is, man. All right. Yeah. Jessica Murray says, the problem with the U.S. is we think power is about money. Absolutely. Everything is tied to money. Everything is tied to money. But we're taught, what we need to know here is about power with. Starhawk is wonderful with this. She's got a book called Dreaming the Dark, Magic, Sex, and Politics, and it's wonderful. And, talking about power with rather than power over. And unfortunately, the way we are set up, money gives access. Money gives access. And that's what needs to be fixed. We need to have equal access to education regardless of money. We need a situation where people that don't have access to money don't have to put their lives literally on the line by joining the service to go to school. That needs to be fixed. Well, we know. You guys know. It's preaching to the choir here. Okay, let's see here. Very talkative. Yep. The cave was going to lead to the divine feminine. Well, the divine feminine within. When you go into that internal space and that unconscious, subconscious space, what's that? That's lunar. Consciousness is solar. Subconsciousness is lunar. So that Knight of Cups that came up last time and the cave here, this is lunar energy. And look at this person. They're all naked and kind of curled up in the cave. So this is where you go into that place where you are your naked, naked self. And yes, you do confront the divine feminine there. Absolutely. And hopefully the divine masculine as well. Ah. Stop deifying money. No shit. Fortune and grace. Wow. Side cards. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My friends. I got excited when I picked that deck last night because it was like, ooh, this is going to be fun, The Earthbound just felt like it wanted a rest. And I looked at a couple other decks and just kind of cut a couple of times, and it's like, nope, this is the one. So one more, because it did such an amazing job. But whoo-wee, and like this deck, you know, this was the one when I was looking for a midwife so I could do a home birth with Morgana, and I got home birth, yes. You know, it was just like, I think it was father, yes, mother, home birth now, something like that, just crazy. Okay. What's next? God, we have 2 decks and it's been an hour already? Holy shit. 1, we already did 1. 3, okay. Sacred Traveler, Denise Lynn. All right. Sacred Traveler, meet side cards. Side cards, may I introduce you to Sacred Traveler? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, please, side cards, what would this deck like to talk to us about? Okay, they're saying stop and take one off the top. The stars. All right. I put up the Virgo season chart yesterday. I've decided I'm starting to do the sun's ingress into each sign, and that will set the tone for that month, you know, the signs month, the astrological month. And then tomorrow I will drop the new moon chart. I delivered that to my patrons early, not as early as I wanted to, but so you will get to see the new moon chart, and it's a doozy. Ooh-hoo-hoo. My comment was oof. So, stars, they want me to cut and take 3. So, we have miracles, watching clouds, and fogged in. Okay, expect the wondrous to emerge. Lie back, rest and relax. Go slow, take time. So this is an interesting progression, because this watching clouds, you know, lie back, and do you think about watching clouds and suddenly we're fogged in. So the first thing I thought was that we don't want to get kind of lost in the inner traveling. We need to keep things in balance for sure. But, okay, let's see, the stars. So the stars can talk about destiny, what we're here to do. You know, being an astrologer, the first thing I go to is a natal chart. So the map to you, your page of the Akashic Record, and all of your potential. And we started off with the first reading with Fool. And so the Fool talks about potential, and the stars can tell you your potential, but you are the one that has to move yourself to fulfill that potential. If we don't move to fulfill the potential that's in a chart, then we kind of just get left with default traits. We stay in our default mode. I like to say that your natal chart is your default mode. So it's just how, you know, when you're raw reaction or just being blah, just yourself, without steering things one way or another, it's your factory settings, your default mode. And then depending on what you choose to focus on, or what chooses to focus on you, you move towards fulfilling this potential and take it beyond just traits into gifts. We can have just traits, you know, it's just the way I am, my personality. Or we can look at what the gifts are in these traits and evolve those traits into gifts. And so miracles, expect the wondrous to emerge. So this right here is just talking about how we spend our time when we have the time to spend. How do we spend time with ourselves? Well, we set up our expectations for the miraculous. I was thinking about expectations just before I went live, and just how much they fuck us up. They really do. And so, because we have them, it's part of human nature, we can learn how to direct that as well. And so rather than expectations that are sort of what we default to because of what we've experienced in life, you know, I've experienced this and it's taught me this, so that's what I expect, right? This is talking about taking control of those expectations and actually setting yourself up to expect miracles. And I will also say, caveat here, that I do believe in miracles and I don't believe in miracles. I do believe in miracles because they happen around me every day of all sizes. And I don't because that's just the way the system works. It's a miraculous system. We just don't understand how it works. So I don't believe in miracles that go against the natural order. Miracles are part of the natural order. But scientifically, logically, we don't understand the mechanism. So we look at them as miracles and things that, because it's something we can't explain, you know, we think it's not a natural phenomenon. But I believe miracles are absolutely a natural phenomenon. Hold up. Oop. There we go. Okay. Watching clouds is about giving yourself that time to let your brain play, to let your brain imagine and play. This, to me, doing all this is watching clouds. It's watching the patterns that show down here and going, ooh, I see an elephant, you know? Ooh, that one looks like Paul McCartney. So it is giving yourself time to watch the clouds and to watch the miracles happen. Rest, relax, watch the miracles happen. And then the fogged in, the go slow and take time says that when we start to shift our perception, shift our perspective, and when we give the brain that time to play, and part of that time to play is good sleep, dream time, we open the door to some things that we need to give time to. And wait, looking for words, sorry, hold on. Okay, we will start to unleash that part, that stranger, start to become familiar with it. And we need to continue to make room for this because it's not going to be an altogether controllable thing. So we need to keep things in balance, watch ourselves as we're starting to unfold, as we're starting to kind of, you know, blossom out, and not let ourselves be taken over by it, that balance again with the logical brain, but also not, give it the space that it needs and the time that it needs to unfold. So no microwave shamans here. If you want to develop your gifts, your psychic gifts, your cosmic potential, you need to know that it's going to take time, it's going to take your efforts, and the way you set up for it is by changing your expectations to expect the miraculous. And expect the miraculous to be you. Expect you to be miraculous and a miracle creator. All right. I'm not going to say any more about that. This stuff works. Magic is real. A good witch can make anything work. You'll see it when you believe it. That's all I have to say about that. Okay. So we got a little bit of a lighter message there. Okay. Second time you've run into Starhawk and that book today. Really? Dreaming the Dark? I haven't read it in literally decades. She has, there's one called Truth or Dare as well that is whoo big. Good ritual stuff in there that'll blow the roof off. And of course The Spiral Dance, her first book. And I know she has many more. I think she has a novel as well. So yeah, Starhawk is amazing. She is definitely one of my granny witches. You're welcome, Samantha. It was lovely. That was a good, thank you, Denise. The hammock looked similar to the ship. Let me see here. I want to see. Okay, this reminds me. When Tam was a little boy, little tiny baby, like 2, 3, he would, and we were shooting video. We had a camera where the little screen popped out on the side, and he knew that you could see, he could see him. And anytime you pointed a video camera at him, he would go, "Mammy, see, Mammy, see, Mammy, see." So I have lots of video of little Tam coming up going, "Mammy, see, Mammy, see." And then you had to turn the screen around so he could watch himself. Okay. Yes, they did. They really did. Good spot. That's a good parallel. There was real continuity in that. I appreciated that. Okay. Thank you for that observation. Sherry, hello, darling. You are a living miracle. Oh, Sherry, my love. Yes, medicine is miraculous, and you are the one that's healing. You are the one that's making use of that medicine. And your expectations are so very important. Yes. To really witness miracles, you gotta expect them. All right. Oh. Mermaid Bay Terrell with Becca. Hello, darling. Are you the Becca that we know and love? Are you a new Becca? Okay, up next is number 2. Is the Herbal Tarot. Either way, welcome, Mermaid Bay. That sounds so good. Oh my God, I have friends that have been traveling to beachy places and posting videos of sunrises and sunsets and surf and stuff. That's what I need. Where's my sandy beach? Okay. So next up is the Herbal Tarot. Such a wonderful deck. I have been getting to re-know old friends, grabbing some old decks like this, and it's fun. It just feels so homey. All right. Oops. I want all of you, darlings. Okay, you go this way. You go this way. Tell us, oh, Psy cards. Oh, amazing Psy cards and amazing guides. Thank you, you guys. They just, let's see, round of applause for my guides, you guys. They show up, with bells on. And it's been Jessica that's driving the show lately. She's my one in the West. Lloyd as well. And Lloyd, I'm sorry, honey, I don't need to exclude you. I just needed to include Jessica. So you can come back and help me find words easier. Thank you very much. All right. What? This deck wants to tell us about peace. Psy cards. Dang. They are just jamming tonight. Jammity jammin'. Nothing shuffles like a US Games deck. My very favorite, as always. So fun. I understand that readers in the UK, and I don't know about Australia, But readers in the UK do not do the riffle shuffle. Interesting. Okay, what do you have to tell us about peace? All right. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Can I have one more, please? Thank you. And we have 3 majors, you guys. Dang. You know, okay, so how do you know when you're witnessing miracles? How do you know when you are witnessing that subtlety of synchronicity, the magic of the universe? How do you know when you're witnessing it? It gets loud. You're witnessing it right here. You expect miracles. I shuffle these cards and go, I cannot wait to see what flies out. And boom, boom, boom. We've got, you know, stories that are just blowing my mind. Okay. A good witch can manifest anything. Yes, yes, yes. Do you know, not know that you know. I never like to shuffle my cards. They tell me they don't like it. Yep. Well, that's funny. Yes, I did know that you know. You say you don't like to knock their heads together. And I do appreciate that. I just love the riffle. And I love how thoroughly it randomizes the cards. And then I have to do the cut so things have a chance to fly. So, yes, and that goes to show you, too, a good witch can make anything work. And it's you that has the relationship with your decks. No dogma. Do it your way. Okay. So what we have here is the star. That's a hark back to the last one. The thread that weaves its way through. Then we have strength upside down. And then we have temperance. Okay, so I'm going to go to the right side up ones here. What do you want to tell us about peace? That hope is a big part of it. And that balance is a big part of it. And that strength is kind of anathema to it. I'm not sure I believe that. Let's explore those words. Let's check that out. Okay. So the fact that the strength card came up upside down, and so what I'm looking at here is not the stereotypical strength, that we need to reimagine strength. And oh, I saw a deck go across one of the pages I belong to on Facebook, one of the tarot pages. Someone shared artwork of the deck that they are creating. And their version of the strength card was the most brilliant thing I have ever seen. It brought the essence of it home to me instantly. And what it was a picture of a dog, like a Great Dane kind of dog, sitting with a string of sausages hanging over his nose, waiting for, you know, the owner to say, okay, sitting there with those sausages. And it's like, oh my God, fucking brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant. I wish I could remember her name and the name of the deck, because wow. So that card clues us into what strength really is about. It's about self-control. It's about being able to rein yourself in when you need to, and being able to push yourself when you need to, and being able to just release when you need to. And temperance says, and each of those things in its time, in balance. The star card, there's a vibe of the star card that I haven't really thought about in a while, and it used to come out a bunch when I was doing readings, like at psychic fairs and clients and stuff. And most especially at psychic fairs, because these would be strangers I'm reading for. So they'd come in and sit down, and when the star card would come out, I would start talking about inspiration and healing, and you know, they were either artists or healers, or both. But the star card really is about having that connection, having that open window where that subtle information comes through from spirit, from your guides, that inspires. So what happens when we're inspired? We're taking in spirit, and that flash of spirit, that inspiration is the sensation of your spirit waking up. and getting excited. And when I look at, I'm on another Facebook page called Home for Peculiar Artists. The best, some of the most fascinating, incredible art. But so many of these things I look at and go, where the fuck did you get that idea? And bless you for making it real. Bless you for bringing it to fruition and making it manifest. So peace has to do with connecting to spirit, letting ourselves be inspired, making sure that we are defining strength for ourselves in each moment. In each moment. Different kinds of strength are called for in each moment. And also knowing when to fall apart, knowing when strength is just not applicable in the moment because it's time to just be in the soup and feel it one way or another. And so temperance talks about, and look at both of these. Star usually has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land too, but she's sitting here. So we've got the land and the water, the balance between the outer and the inner, the feelings and the body, the material needs, the material reality, objective reality, as if that exists. Reality, what appears to be solid, and then what is flowing, and the balance between what's solid and what flows. And there's, the effect that the flowing has on the solid. Water flows and air flows. And depending on the nature of the solidness, airflow can cause it to bend, airflow can cause it to break. Depending on the nature of the solidness, water flow can nourish something and make it fertile or wear it down. So how we balance between the solid and the flowing is the essence of peace. Give it a second. And for some reason, when those last few words were coming out of my mouth, I was on the verge of breaking down sobbing. So for someone, for me certainly, but for someone listening as well, this is a message that you need. So think in terms of what flows in your life and what doesn't flow, and how you can maybe adjust the nature of the solid so that it can weather the impact of the flowing, so that it can make room for the flowing. How can you sculpt the solid so that the flow can actually happen in the best way possible? How can you structure your life so that there's room for the wind horses, as the Tibetans call them? Those are the spirit messengers. So the wind horses can flow through and the river can flow through. Hoo-wee. Okay, let me look at messages here, because drew 3 cards and then 7 shuffles. Then drew 2 of the same out of the 3. Yeah, I know. When they repeat, absolutely, Tavia. Those are the little miracles of you couldn't set that up if you tried, And unless you're, somebody that does card magic, that's miraculous too in my mind. And yes, pay attention. It's like, you get the Three Stooges slap. All right, let me see here. We are moving into the energy of the Strength card in order to bring about the changes, but strengthen in a different manner. Okay. You get giddy with miracles. Yes, 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 yes. Sherry, yes, you do. You get giddy. That chill from head to toe. And yeah, it drops you into this timeless slot, you know? Okay, I did back in the 90s, before I had kids, my not yet husband and I would play Risk with our friend Chris. He would come over and we'd play Risk. And this one night, so what Sherry's talking about is the zone. It's that zone, it's the flow. It is the flow. You really witness the miraculous when you are in the flow. So in Risk, you take, you battle with dice. Each person has a die, and you shoot. And of course, if you 6 always beats, you know, whatever the other person's doing. So he was battling me, and I picked up this die, and I just had that feeling come over me. And I looked at him, and I said, "Watch this." And we went, and I was not looking at my hand or the die. I was staring in his eyes. Shake, shake, bam, 6. Picked it up, shake, shake, bam, 6. Shake, shake, bam, 5 in a row. 5 in a row. And I could feel when it stopped. And just now, I've got goosebumps all the way down to my toes. There's that feeling again. So here's where, too, I really want to encourage you to, and you know, that incident was not anywhere in my mind, but to write these things down. Write down, have a little spot in your journal for, here are the times when I witnessed the zone, when I felt the flow, where I knew it surer than anything. And the truth is that flow is the truth of things. That is the truth of the universe. It's the truth of our existence. But we got all this other shit that we deal with. We got all this other shit that keeps us out of that kind of flow. They're yelling at me to take another one. We have the 2 of Wands. And actually I was reaching here. Here's the stranger again. Don't be a stranger to that flow. It is time to start doing practices that will facilitate this experience. 2 of Wands is about looking out to the future. That's not really adding much. At any rate, what I was saying. Well, 2 of Wands here. Look what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing pencils and pens. Taking responsibility. The world in your hand. You have access to this. And one of the ways to get access to it is to remind yourself of all the times you've witnessed it, all the times you've felt it. And then sitting yourself down and convincing yourself that this is what miracles are and I can make this happen. I can work with this. Not by wrestling it, not by traditional strength, but by the strength of self-control, the strength of my life is in my hands, the world is in my hands, I can shape my life the way I want to, regardless of all the things I say is not under my control and I don't have a choice and blah, blah, blah. Yes, you do, yes, you do, yes, you do. Find the choices wherever they lie and structure your life. Take it in your hands and structure it to this place where you can let the flow happen, you can witness miracles, and that's what this has to say about peace. That's all I gotta say about that. Shoo-wee! All right. Who else do we have? We've got 2 more to go, right? Yes. So we have 4 and 6 left. Little red tie, 4 and 6. 2. Okay, 4 and 6. 1. 4 and 6. 5. 4 and 6. 6! Yay! All right. Enchanted Spell Oracle. I have worked with this deck exactly once when I unboxed it. Massages. There are walkthroughs with everything becoming the imagination. Yes. Okay, so Laura, were you talking about the herbal tarot that I was just using? If so, yes. Every deck that I use on live streams has an unboxing video about it already. I kind of make it a policy not to use a deck that I haven't already unboxed, so that if you get interested in one, you can go, see the video. Yes, the Herbal Tarot is amazing and wonderful. And it's a deck I actually had to buy twice because my original one disappeared at some point, and I have no freaking idea. I had somebody five fingers some of my stuff once upon a time, and I didn't really realize it until a lot later. Yep, done it before, you can do it again. You've done it before, and you can do it again. You can do it again. Sending that piece out, Two of Wands. Yes, Catherine. Okay, yes, the herbal. It's just go to my channel and search herbal, and it will pop up. All right. So now, the Enchanted Spell Oracle. What does this deck want to tell us about? Side cards. Oh, magical, miraculous side cards. Okay. Shall I cut? What do you want me to do here? All right, this one. Tried to separate itself. The Beauty. All right. So we're talking about Venusian energy here, and Venus is about what we have, what we value, what we love, what we enjoy, how we love, how we show affection, how we receive affection. There's one. We have abundance. So yes. And they're saying next two off the top. Magic. And patience. Abundance, magic, patience. So we have cinnamon, orange peel, and cloves here. And look at this beautiful Egyptian goddess, priestess, with those wonderful Leo smells. And then we have magic that says ash, elder, ivy, oak, and willow. This gown that she's wearing is almost identical to a gown I made for Ren Fair back in the 90s. Purple velvet off the shoulder, mine was, and it splits in the front, and I had a green skirt underneath it. And then we have patience, willow. Okay, April 15th to May 12th, willow, patience. So this is talking about Beltane season. So, interesting. Just looking at what else is on here intuitively. We've got the Eye of Ra there. Ra or Horus, I can never remember which one's right and which one's left. Very Celtic feel here. We've got Ogham script. So Egyptian, Celtic, this feels, that's Ogham too. So Egyptian and Celtic for what that's worth. Let's look at abundance. So, the Beauty, being Venusian things, is talking to us about our money and our material resources. Venus rules the second house in the natural wheel. That is the house of money, and how you make it, and how you handle it, and how you feel about it, and all that kind of stuff. So, the Priestess of Abundance is surrounded by symbols of plenty. Gold coins and decorative pillars suggest luxurious surroundings. She stands under an herb wheel of cinnamon, clove, and orange botanicals node to symbolize prosperity. The red base chakra, responsible for attracting material wealth, is also represented. And that's here. The goddess eye symbol signifies a desire for financial vitality and strength. But goddess eye, that's interesting. I like that. Thank you very much. Turning that down just a little bit. All right. When the priestess of abundance appears, it's time to start thinking about creative ways that you can generate wealth in your life. Look at how you can create different streams of income, but not just from one source, several. This could mean decluttering your home and selling, exchanging items you no longer want or need. I can't wait until you see the chart reading for the new moon tomorrow, because there is a T-square there. I'll tell you a little bit about it now. Uranus at the apex, Saturn on one leg, Venus on the other. And so it really does talk about, and I say this in the video, we can use that energy by looking at what we have and deciding how much we value it and what needs to go. You know, the Saturn-Venus opposition is looking at things and going, am I just keeping this for dogma's sake, for the sake of keeping it? Or am I keeping it because it actually has some value and use? That's Saturn. And anything that does not have value and use, go to that point with Uranus at the top, out the door, jettison, gone, right? Pass it along. This is another way to create flow and abundance, is by taking the things that you no longer need and just letting them go. Not necessarily selling them or making money off of them. That's sometimes hard work. Some people have a knack for doing, selling and making money. Some it's just a lot of work. But the point is if you let that flow go out, the excess, I'm going to let the excess go, I'm going to let it flow out, then if you have things that you actually do need, it makes space for those coming in. Resources must flow. Four of Pentacles is a card about stopping the flow of those resources. And what happens? You get bogged down. Think about that king in the Waite-Smith deck. He's got both of his feet occupied with holding on to what he has, both of his arms, and it's weighing him down from above. He is functionally locked down, but he's got his money, So flow, again, is so important. Here's abundance, magic, and patience. So let's talk about long-term spells. Let's talk about, I've seen a couple of readers. Marianne was one of them. Cash Peters was the other one. I think I was talking about him last week. What a hoot. But both of them went back to previous readings that they had done. And they both said something like, I expected that reading, because things are now coming true. They're going back way back, like a year or more, saying I expected that to manifest a lot quicker, but here it is. Things take their own time, and magic takes its own time. But you can tailor your magic to time frames. So for instance, that chart for the new moon that you'll see tomorrow can set the time from new moon to new moon, or from new moon to full moon. But that lunar cycle for the working of magic. Now it's up to you to recognize what is achievable in a certain time frame. However, if you're expecting miracles, those time frames could just be meaningless. Because you can think, this is going to take a long time, but if you hook into that flow, you can find out how fast things can happen when you don't try to control every step, when you believe in the miraculous, when you activate your passions, your desires, your magic, and let your team work. Let your team work for you. Things will happen a lot faster than you ever imagined they could. My camera keeps moving itself. Okay, anyway. Then, yeah, and that's the patience part. So let me look at these other ones. So we're talking about abundance. Let's look at magic. Powerful, imaginative sorcerer. Oh, I didn't look at the keywords for this one. This is a beautiful deck. Wealth, money, income, yes. Elderflower. When the magic card appears, it's time to stand in your power like a priestess. This card is a reminder that you are a spiritual being having a physical experience, and you can absolutely have a powerful effect on how your life works. The key words for this card are confidence, skill, and creation. Confidence. The minute doubt creeps in, the flow stops. Ain't that a bitch? Oh, I know what a bitch it is. It's terrible. This is why we practice. The priestess is a powerful manifester able to create the things she needs in her life using both her heart and mind in the divine power of the universe. The priestess of magic has 1 foot in the physical world and 1 foot in the spiritual world. The solid, the flowing. Acting as a bridge between heaven and earth. Yes. You know that little visualization we do? That's what that's doing. You are the connecting force between heaven and earth. You are the connecting body, the bridge. There are similarities between this card and the Tarot's archetypal magician. Okay. And then let's look up patience. Oh, let's look at this. The fruit and flowers of the elder tree are well known for their regenerative properties. Bring a little magic into your life with this most potent potion that uses the beautiful essence of elderflowers. Ooh, 30 milliliters of elderflower liqueur, 20 milliliters of elderflower cordial. Where do you get such things? And 20 milliliters of lemon juice into a cocktail shaker filled with ice. Shake vigorously and pour into a frosted glass and top with champagne. That's what I'm talking about. For a mocktail version, pour 30 milliliters of elderflower cordial and 20 of lemon juice into a glass filled with ice and top with sparkling water. Oh, hell yes. Okay. Now let's go to patience. Grace. What were you just talking about, Samantha? Perspective, higher purpose. And this is Willow. When the priestess, or when the patience card appears, and let's see what it says about the priestess of patience, yes. When the patience card appears, the lesson is to be content to wait. Patience encourages us to see the bigger picture, to rise above petty arguments and small ideas, and have the fortitude to ride things out. And there's that strength and temperance as well, too. Understanding the higher purpose of your current situation is important, and this may mean that things will not happen as quickly as you expect them to. The keywords associated with the willow tree are grace, guidance, and protection, and that's one of the ones that bends in the flow of the wind. Try using a different viewpoint to see your situation from a fresh angle. Imagine you're looking at your life from above rather than getting caught up in all the little details. That's amazing. This can give you some much needed perspective. Okay. So this talks about being grounded in your current situation, but also working to generate that abundance, to put your magic out there and bring into your life what you need to have. And if you are working on increasing money and bringing money in, put an amount to it. Remember, the most powerful spells are the ones that are very detailed. I am also really a big fan of just throwing it out to my guides, but you got to be brave if you're going to do that, because the first thing you're going to get confronted with is what's in the way, you know. And if you throw it open, you can get some very unexpected things, which can be wonderful and things you absolutely need to happen, but it can be a little bit of a bumpy ride. So all right, so this deck just wants us to know, was this the last one? No, we have Star Spinner last. This one just wants us to work our magic for abundance and understand that it's real and it works, and just get busy. Go do it. Go do it. And get yourself some elderberry cordial. It said elderberry cordial and what else? Elderberry something else? Liqueur and cordial. Aren't they the same thing? I'm confused. All right. I jam confuzzled. All right, and our last deck is Star Spinner. Pretty, pretty, pretty deck. This one I also have not used beyond the unboxing, so here we go. All right, lovely Star Spinner. A bit of a chunky deck. All right. Yeah, the Enchanted Spells deck is wonderful. Ah. Thank you, Samantha. Confidence. I feel pretty and witty. Sorry. Yes. I have a version of that that goes, I feel shitty, oh so shitty. I feel shitty and gritty and fey. Yes. Liqueur is stronger and a cordial is usually fruitier, but I might be wrong. Okay, well, I like both. I was looking at some things. I went to get a new bottle of brandy yesterday, and I was looking at all the different kinds of brandies. The kind I get is E&J brand, and it's called XO, Extra Smooth, and it has this, it's so smooth and wonderful, and it has this deep caramely thing. It's just amazing. But I'm looking at all the fruity ones and things like Slivovitz and, absinthe and good I don't have extra money. Okay. So, there. Oh. I just felt these land in my lap because I must have brushed them. I'm going to set those aside. All right, side cards. What does Star Spinner want to talk to us about? I love the categories that have been chosen tonight. So I think side cards might have a bit of a run coming. Okay, they want me to cut and pull. Oh, all right. The scales. I think I will do one riffle with this deck. It's a little chunky butt. It's chunky butt, all right. Okay, who can recognize that song? The song itself doesn't say chunky. It says something else. It's chunky butt, all right. Da 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 da. What is that song? Okay. Oh, and things are just, okay. Yes, and now we are back to balance, absolutely. We have the 10 of coins, we have the lovers, and we have the knight of chalices, and then we have the 8 of wands. All right. Hold up. All right. What do you have to tell us about balance? Look at the lovers. That's what it has to tell us about balance. Is about it's the dance. We've talked about the flow. Now let's talk about the dance. The dance of people coming together, or you engaging with a particular event or energy, engaging in the dance and looking at how to be a good partner. So if you've ever done, I've never done like ballroom dancing, but there were a couple instances where I can't remember whether it was a play or something where you had to dance like that. And it's an amazing thing to be the woman, because they talk about Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did, but she did it backwards and in heels. And yeah, and the thing is though, you are clapped together. It's like your lower bellies, we won't go any lower than that, are pulled together, and your legs are sort of staggered. So they fit in between each other. And then when you have a good dancing partner, you just get swept and moved. And I imagine if you're in the active role in that, moving forward, you've got to know how to steer. There was this dude, when this amazing band called the Numbers Band, it's a Kent Legends, used to play at a place downtown called JB's, and there was this dude. I won't say his name, but if anybody's from Kent, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There was this dude, very tall dude, and my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend now, of course, but my boyfriend was in that band, and I'd go down, of course, every week to hear him play. And we'd watch this dude come out onto the dance floor, and all the regular women knew better. We had his number. But you'd watch a new woman come in, and he'd, ask him to dance, and it's like, oh, this is going to be fun. And he would just manhandle them all over the floor, just all this crazy shit. And then you'd watch him, get disentangled and leave. But, so, when we're in the dance, how are we going about it? Is it that gentle push-pull? I am, When you are pushing, I am pulling. Are we, working it in this flow together, or are we fighting each other? The scale says when this side comes up, the other side comes down. It must. And so it is in balance at all times. And so I want to go back to the Witch's Tarot and that Nine of Swords that was there, that had two people facing each other with their swords up. And where we're ending here is with the Lovers, with two people facing each other with a heart in between, the energy flowing in between. Let's give you a close-up. Look at the energy that's flowing from mouth to throat to heart. The words that you say and how you say them, and the energy that you put out in this dance. And like I said, this doesn't necessarily have to be you and another person. It's you engaging with life. So, when life is pushing a certain way, are you pushing back, or are you allowing the flow? We're back to the flow thing again. We've got 10 of coins here. So we've got the stable family, the stable foundation. Legacy is a meaning that I'm bringing in for this card as well. But foundation is really strong here. And look, we're ending up with the Knight of Cups again. He came out in the first, and they're telling me I need to look at these cards. Okay, I thought we might have that Knight of Cups again, but we don't. Okay, we'll address these in a minute. Oh, how interesting. Okay, give me a minute here. So, Knight of Cups does talk about bringing, what am I offering emotionally? I have something to bring to this. What do I have to bring? What emotions, what understanding, what point of connection do I have to breathe? And then, or to breathe? To bring. Okay, to breathe. I'll take that too. And then we've got the Eight of Wands, talking about things moving swiftly. Let's go to the book with this. Okay, so their Knight of Chalices, representative of emotional awareness. You're in touch with your inner feelings and prone to flights of fancy. Despite the power of fantasies, the Knight is also a reminder to keep yourself from getting swept away by your ideals of romance. Abstract notions must be balanced with action, or they remain frivolous, passing fancies. So abstract notions and actions. That's kind of the solid and the flowing again. The abstract notions are the flow of air through. You get these ideas and inspirations, but they have to be backed up with action, which is that Eight of Wands here, in order to manifest. So we have the resources we need to engage with life, and we can bring this softer side of ourselves. And this one, I'm thinking about that fogged in here. Again, we get that little warning of advice not to get lost in the sauce, as they say, of the flow and magic and everything, and get, carried away and forget that we also have to work on a mundane level. We also have to work on this regular old material level to keep things balanced. And there's the balance between dealing with the material and all, the money making and looking towards the future and the plan and all that kind of stuff. And then this part where I am just going to get lost in the sauce and put myself into the flow. So again, same message, basically. And let's look at what we have here. We have the Five of Swords. So remember that first sword card that came out of all those dudes in lockstep? I believe it was the 4. No. I think it was the 8. I'm not going to go look for it now. I think it was the 8 and the 9. Yes, it was. But it had these guys with their swords in lockstep. And now we've got all these guys. Same guys. They're in red. They were in red in that card too. Same guys with all their swords, but instead of in lockstep together, they're against each other. And then the one we have here is the Six of Swords. We have a phoenix / eagle-y looking. And we've got, I believe that's a pelican. There is mythology about a pelican feeding their young, I think, from the blood, stabbing themselves in the breast and feeding the blood to their infants. That might have been from, people watching pelicans with a crop full of fish, but okay. Hold up. So we rise above. There's this 5 of Swords, abuse of power, struggle, strife against. And then we have a phoenix that can rise above, and we have the nurturing with the swords going through. So, there is that vibe of moving through treacherous territory, moving towards something more workable. Hold up. Oh. This book is arranged in a strange way. Okay. Oh, that's why. All right, we've got the 5s and 6s. Funny, we had 8 and 9, and now we have 5 and 6 of Swords. Okay, 5 is tempering, purifying, cutting away, energy, courage, defense of the wronged, might for right. That which is temporal shall be cut away or burned away. 6 of Swords, self-sacrifice. The right action, a step towards spirituality. One who tries to better the world by action. If querent or subject of reading has not made this step, he or she must, rebirth. So yes, there's the Phoenix energy, rebirth, right action, being able to stand up for a cause or against harm. And then here we have the Princess of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Again, we've got that 2 of Wands. Taking responsibility, taking things in your hands, shaping the way you want things to be. Hold on one second. God. So this book it takes all of the aces together, all of the 2s, all of it, and then it does all the courts at the end, and it goes in reverse order. So confusion abounds. That which is indicated by the card modified has manifested. So this deck, I remember now, the courts modify other things. That which is indicated by the card modified has manifested and become real. All right. The seed is harvested, the journey completed. And I mean, that's a great message for Virgo season, because harvest season is full swing. 2 of Wands, forceful action, willpower. Action does have energy behind it. Querent can move if he or she has found the proper direction in which to do so. And down here, I mean, these are around this. Action is called for. So we've got that balance again between the material, the practical, and the spiritual and emotional, bringing these things together in the Lover's card. And when we combine these two, I mean, the Lover's card really is about magical energy too, because it's attraction. That which you create in this energy system attracts the like to it. And action, action, action will make manifest. So this is saying, this is harvest time. What is it that you've manifested? Everything that you've, put work into over this last, whenever you consider your starting point, whether you consider that Yule or this, spring, summer, the light half of the year. Think about what your time frame is in your mind and what magic you may have done in that time frame, because it's saying now is when these things are manifesting. So if we've taken responsibility, we've done our magic well, we are harvesting right now. And the scales at the top, talking about balance. Well, I think it just is that balance, that there's the balance between action and receiving, action and inaction, all of that stuff. But at the bottom of this, it says that when we bring things into balance and we look at the resources that we have and the desires that we have to make something manifest and apply action, then, it balances the scales and we can manifest. A little bit weaker of a message with this deck, I think, but by the time we get to the last deck, it's kind of like we've had the same message so many times that we go, yeah, yada yada. Okay. Wow. Alrighty, you guys, 2 hours. I was thinking it would be a little shorter, but no. after that first one. That first one was a doozy. All right. So, thank you, my friends, as ever, for hanging out with me. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel already. And there's a couple little things that if you care to support the channel in any particular material way, you can just send me a couple bucks. There's a couple links down below. You can send me a deck off of my Amazon wish list and I will read for you. You can use the Magic Planet link to go buy something and I get points. I think you get a little discount if you do that too, at least if it's your first purchase. Okay, let's look. Yes, lots of Venus energy, balancing the Mars energy. So we got the Venus energy in the cards that balances out all this expansive Mars energy. Okay. Oh, balance and flow, indeed. Finding inner strength, absolutely. What's really opening up our intuition so we can open up to a stronger, more conscious. Yep, absolutely. We've done this before, we can do it again. Yes, 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 and yes. Remind yourselves always, every day, of how magical you are. Ah, yep, this has been fun. I'm so glad that you come and hang out. Yay, thank you, Marcy. Thank you, Roxanne. Yay, Darcy. Good evening to everyone. I know, I enjoy it so very much. And thank you, Catherine. Yep, good to hang out with you guys. I will see you on Friday for an unboxing. Tomorrow, on a new moon video. Please let me know what you think of that. Please comment and let me know. Or if you have like a certain way that you think you're going to work with that energy, or, you know, always if you see something in these charts that I don't, please say something. Because I miss things. In fact, I had to drop a couple things into the video as I was editing because it was like, oh, I know what that was talking about, you know? So, and then I'll see you on Monday again for another unboxing. I think I've got family coming in at the end of this week. I think we're waiting to see if anybody has COVID. So take care. Please be safe and be happy. Work your magic. You are absolutely miraculous. Never, ever, ever doubt it. Remind yourself, write down all those times when you've experienced the miraculous, when you've experienced your magic, so that you have a ready reminder when you are not able to feel it, because we all go through those times, yes? And then we can remind ourselves. All right, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I will see you next time. I love you all. Blessed be.